First, though, here to discuss the stories making the news this morning, our journalists Andrew Pearce and SAMIRA Ahmed. Good to see both of you this morning. No prizes for guessing what we're talking about. First of all, it's all the front pages have got it. Daily Mail, here's one Grandpa took. Oh, I love that. The Times, there we go. Catherine, William and baby George. And Lupo getting in on the act. And again there, Daily Telegraph. Catherine and George are my priorities. And Lupo, that's a quote there from Prince William. I mean, they're lovely snaps, and of course taken by Kate's dad.
Unconventional, it's all part of this attempt to be a modern couple as opposed to having a society photographer like Lord Lichfield taking the pictures. I think the dog looks great too.
No, I think it's a very successful part of the branding of them, as if they're just an ordinary middle-class family. When, of course, as you say, just a generation ago, everything looked so much more different.
Very different indeed. We're going to be talking lots more about this with Katie Nicol later on the programme. But first of all, moving into the inside pages, and the Mirror has bad news for Labour leader Ed Miliband with the headline Ed Alert. Before we talk about this, let's get the details from Sue Jameson, who's at Westminster for us this morning. So, Sue, these are the results of a new poll, Sue, aren't they? And they're not going to make happy reading for Ed Miliband.
Well, you do have to dig a bit, I think, to find the silver lining. So let's have a look at the black cloud. 34% of Labour voters, more or less, are saying this Labour leader's broken. Could we have a new one, please? 31% actively dissatisfied with what he's doing and his policies. However, there are some positives. He's seen as honest, more in touch, and my favourite one, that if you were broken down in your car, who would you like to come and help you? And Ed Miliband just pips David Cameron to the post. Critics would say he needs to look under Labour's bonnet and get that moving much better in order to get better poll results, particularly after the party conference. Lot of don't knows in there, which is worrying. Is that apathy? I could add one more question, which I think is a clincher politically. Who would you give your last Rolo to? And I suspect the answer here is you'd eat it yourself.
OK, Sue, thanks very much indeed. I give Sue my last Rolo. What do you make of this then, Andrew?
It's very bad for him, and it's been a very bad summer. Lots of carping within the party. John Prescott, who was the Deputy Prime Minister, Lord Loyal, always to previous leaders, he stuck the boot in too. And you begin to think that people have made their mind up about Miliband. I wonder if they think he's more Mr Bean than Mr Darcy.
Well, it hasn't helped with a lot of the media coverage, if I may say so, from the word go. But I think there's one other little bit of kind of hope in there, which is trust. He comes up very well on. But I agree that it doesn't look like they can turn this around.
Well, let's talk about something else where we need a lot of trust. The Independent reports on young drivers who say they're unprepared to drive even after passing their test, Samira. They feel unprepared and nervous.
It's interesting because we were talking about learning to drive ourselves kind of going back some years, and I think people can pass their test quite quickly. Apparently a very large number pass the test after 3 months of lessons.
Well, I think it's because it's so expensive. People don't really want to take that
many lessons. They get through it, but then afterwards, things like you can't have driven on a motorway before you passed your test. And things like driving at night, driving in the rain, even driving in a big city. People don't have the experience of doing that. When I passed my test, I was told by my instructor a year before you can drive with confidence.
But wasn't it ever thus, though, Andrew? I mean, you know, I felt that way, and you get through it.
When I first went into a city, I was terrified. When I first drove in London, completely appalled. I think perhaps after people pass their test, they should have that P for provisional.
Yeah, well,
on the car, which we used to do.
So that we can all be aware that they might be cautious
and cut them some slack.
Yes, very good point, very good idea. Now, I've got a test for you two. Look here, there's a couple of props here in front of you. A mouthwash and a pair of scissors, and we're going to get you to try and open these up, because Which Report has highlighted the difficulties of hard-to-open packaging and named and shamed some of the worst offenders. Andrew, I don't know, do you want to have a go?
I was fighting with the mouthwash in my bathroom.
Were you?
This morning,
really?
And gave up.
Did you?
Too early, I thought, forget it.
OK.
I had some mints.
I was going to say, not good news for parlour.
And I did brush my teeth, so let's have a go.
You need nails or you need scissors.
I know, you need scissors.
So fiddly.
Look, it's hopeless.
I know.
You see, and with the scissors, I mean, I actually think these aren't as bad as children's toys where they're wrapped with wire as well. And this hasn't got a big kind of bubble
which you need
over
to
it.
Stab.
And you need a pair of scissors to open the scissors.
You do, and some of them actually, you need a screwdriver.
And then you still need to go and nick your nail to get through that. I mean, that's relatively easy compared to some, but I hate it.
Yes, you end up cursing.
Do I get to keep this?
You can have that because it's ready open for you. Yes, OK. Now, if you're staying in a hotel for your holiday this summer, will you be cleaning up before you check out? Apparently, a lot of us do. We just don't like to leave it scruffy, even though there is a cleaner coming.